Hello students, welcome to 10th Maths online classes. In our previous video, we were learning about the trigonometric ratios and how to use the formulas to solve the questions. Now today's topic is relation between trigonometric ratios and the values of trigonometric ratios at specific angles. So let's start. Now first of all, there is a certain relation between different trigonometric ratios. That is, one ratio is dependent on the other ratio in some or the other way. Now let's see what are the relation. The first one is between sine and cosec. Second between cos and secant. And third is between tan and cot. Okay, there is a direct relation between sine and cosecant, cos and secant, tangent and cotangent. This is what I have told you in the previous video also, that there is a relation between these ratios. Now the first relation is sine theta is equals to 1 upon cosec theta, or the same thing can be written as cosec theta is equals to 1 upon sine theta. That is just interchanging the role of sine theta and cosec theta. How is this relation made? First of all, you know that sine theta is P upon H, right? And cosec theta is H upon P, right? Sine theta is P upon H and cosec theta is H upon P. So you can see that cosec theta is nothing but the reciprocal of sine theta. Or you can say sine theta is nothing but the reciprocal of cosec theta. So that there is a direct relation between them, that one ratio is the reciprocal of the other. So this is what my first relation depicts, that either sine theta equals to 1 upon cosec theta, or you can say cosec theta is equals to 1 upon sine theta. And whenever we do the questions of this chapter, we generally use the relation this one. Okay, we try to change cosec theta into 1 upon sine theta to make the question easier for us. Now coming to the second relation, this is between cos and sec, or you can say secant or cos. Secant theta is reciprocal of cos theta. How? Again by the formulas. Cos theta is my B upon H and secant theta is my H upon B. So you can see that one ratio is the reciprocal of other. So this is how my second relation is formed, and again in the question we will use this relation instead of this relation. Okay, because sine and cos, these are easier to do the question, but if the questions are in the form of cosecant and secant, the question becomes little difficult. So instead of doing the question in the form of cosec and sec, we will change them in the form of sine and cos by using this relation. Now similarly, the third relation is between tangent and cotangent. That is, one ratio is the reciprocal of other. That is, tan theta equals to 1 upon cot theta, or you can say cot theta is equals to 1 upon tan theta. Both the relation means same thing. That is, one ratio is the reciprocal of other. Now the fourth one is the most important relation, because this relation will be used very frequently in the questions. The relation is tan theta is equals to sine theta upon cos theta. This is the thing you need to remember, because this will be used in the question very often. So tan theta equals to sine theta upon cosine theta. Now coming to the cot theta. Now cot theta, we know that cot theta is the reciprocal of tan theta. That is, whatever the value of tan theta have, cot theta will be its reciprocal. So if tan theta is my sine upon cos, then cot theta will be the reciprocal of this thing, that is cos theta upon sine theta. So this is the relation for cot, sine and cosine. So these are the two relations you need to remember. And the more important one is this one, that is tan theta, because this is the formula, or you can say relation, which will be used in most of the question of our exercises. Okay, so these were basically 5 relations between the trigonometric ratios. The first 3 means the same thing, that is sin theta 1 upon cosec theta, cosec theta 1 upon sin theta. They both the things means the same thing. Similarly for cos and sec, tan and cot. And the fourth and the fifth relation are the most important. Now coming to the very important topic of this chapter, that is trigonometric ratios of the specific angles. That is, the values of the trigonometric ratios are known for the specific values of the angles. There are basically 5 angles for which the values of the trigonometric ratios are already known. So this is the table you need to remember to do the next exercise, and this exercise is based on the specific angles. Okay, so there are 5 angles we will be knowing about. That is, the first one is 0 degrees, then 30 degrees, 45 degrees, 60 degrees and 90 degrees. So whenever you have any question in which the angles are any one of these 5 angles, then it's obvious that you will use the table to do that question. Okay, because the values are predefined for those angles. Okay, now here I have written the degrees. There are 5 degrees, 0, 30, 45, 60 and 90. Now we have 6 trigonometric ratios. So first one is my sin theta, cos theta, tan theta, cosec theta, sec theta and cot theta. To remember this table, you should know the sequence of trigonometric ratios. It's sin, cos, tan, cosec, secant and cotangent. You should remember the sequence like this only. If you change the sequence, there are chances of making mistakes while reading the table. Okay, so now let's start with the table. Every student has a different way of remembering this table. Now I'm discussing with you my way of doing that. First of all, I only remember the very first line of this table, that is the value of sin theta at each angle, and with the help of sin theta I can find each and every value after that. Okay, so basically for me I only remember the line of sin theta. Okay, so the first line is 0, 1 by 2, 1 by root 2, root 3 upon 2 and 1. Okay, this is the table of sin theta. It means that at 0 degree, that means if whenever I have sin 0, I will put the value 0. If I have sin 30 degree, I will put the value 1 by 2. Similarly, sin 45, I will put 1 upon root 2. For sin 60, this is root 3 upon 2. And for sin 90, this is 1. And after that, all the 5 ratios can be derived with the help of the table of sin theta. How? First of all, the line of sin theta is like this. Now for cos theta, I will write the same line but in the reverse order. That means I will write 0, 1 by 2, 1 by root 2, root 3 upon 2 and 1. So you can see that if I know the line of sin theta, I can easily write the sign of cos theta, because this is just the reverse of it. That is, sin goes like this, and for cos I will write the same line but in the opposite direction. Now by the first topic we did in this video, I know that tan theta is nothing but the sin theta upon cos theta. Right? Tan theta is sin theta upon cos theta. This was the relation we learned in our previous topic. Tan theta is sin theta upon cos theta. So for this one, I can write it as sin 0 upon cos 0. That is 0 upon 1. So answer will be 0. So the first value, that is of tan 0, it will be 0. So this is my 0. Okay, again tan is sine upon cos, so I can write 1 upon 2 upon root 3 upon 2. 1 upon 2 root 3 upon 2. Now I can cut this 2 and 2. I will be left with 1 upon root 3. Now 1 upon root 2 divided by 1 upon root 2, answer will be 1. Now for root 3 upon 2 divided by 1 upon 2, answer will be root 3. And for the last thing, this is my 1 upon 0. Now whenever we have 0 in the denominator, my answer is not defined, because we cannot have denominator as 0. We always learn that in the rational numbers, or you can say in a fraction, the denominator is always non-zero, right? So whenever we get the denominator as 0, my answer becomes not defined. Okay, so you can see that by the table of sine theta, I have derived the table of cos theta, and with the help of sine and cos, I can write the table of tan theta. Now coming to these three ratios. These three ratios are directly dependent on my above three ratios, right? Because cosec theta is the reciprocal of sine theta, secant theta is reciprocal of cos theta, and cot theta is the reciprocal of tan theta. So for cosec theta, I can write it as reciprocal of sine theta. So the reciprocal of 0 will be 1 upon 0, and 1 upon 0 is not defined, right? Now reciprocal of 1 upon 2 is 2 upon 1, that is 2. Reciprocal of 1 upon root 2 is root 2. Reciprocal of root 3 upon 2 is 2 upon root 3, and reciprocal of 1 is 1. So this is the table of cosec theta. Now for secant theta, I will do the same thing now, but this time it will be with cos. So reciprocal of cos theta at 0 degree is 1. Reciprocal of root 3 upon 2, 2 upon root 3. Reciprocal of 1 upon root 2 is root 2. Then it's 2, and this is again 1 upon 0, that is not defined. Okay, now coming to the cot theta is the reciprocal of tan theta. So 1 upon 0, not defined. 1 upon root 3, so reciprocal is root 3. Reciprocal of 1, 1. Reciprocal of root 3, 1 upon root 3. And reciprocal of 1 upon 0 is 0. Okay, so this is how the table is formed. Every person has a different way of remembering this. You can make your own trick of learning this also. This was my trick, that how I remember this. I only remember the line of sine theta and derive the other values by using the relation between trigonometric ratios. Now let's do the questions to understand how are we going to use this table in our exercise. Now coming to the example number 1. Till now we were having the questions in which we had sine theta, sine A, sine B, sine C, all these kind of things. But now instead of theta, angle A or angle B, we will have the specific values of the angle, and the values will be from the 5 values we have learned, that is 0, 30, 45, 60 and 90. Okay, so the question will be based on these 5 angles. Now this is the question we need to do. This is evaluate sine 60 into cos 30 plus sine 30 into cos 60. First of all, when there is nothing given between them, it means there is a multiplication between them. Okay, now I need to solve it, and the way of doing is just remember the table and put the values accordingly. First of all, what is the table? I am going to write the table of sine 0, 1 by 2, 1 by root 2, root 3 upon 2 and 1. These are the angles 0, 30, 45, 60 and this is my 90 degrees. Okay, so these are the values of sine theta at different angles. Here I need the values of sine and cos, so you can write cos also. So cos is nothing but the reverse of this one. So 1 root 3 upon 2, 1 upon root 2, 1 upon 2 and 0. Okay, so now put the values accordingly. First of all, I need sine 60. That is the value of sine at the angle 60. So this is root 3 upon 2. Then it's cos 30. So the value of cos at 30 degree, that is root 3 upon 2 plus. Now what is the value of sine 30? Sine at 30 is 1 upon 2 and cos at 60 is also 1 upon 2. So now let's calculate it. Root 3 into root 3 is my 3. 2 into 2 is 4 plus 1 upon 4. Now taking the LCM, 3 plus 1, this is 4 upon 4. So answer is 1. You can see that the calculation part was very simple, but the main thing is putting the values of the angles correctly. To do that, you have to remember the table very well. Now coming to the example 2. Now this is the question. Sine 30 plus tan 45 minus cosec 60 upon secant 30 plus cos 60 plus cot 45. You can see that this question is a combination of all the 6 ratios. So if you can do this question very well, then you can do any question, because in this question the complete table will be used. So let's put the values. First of all, the value of sine 30 is, first of all you can write it as 0, 1 upon 2, 1 upon root 2, root 3 upon 2 and 1. This is the table of sine, and I have remembered only this line because I can derive other very easily. Now with the help of this line of sine, I can put the value of sine 30. Sine 30 is 1 upon 2 plus. Now tan 45 is my 1. You can look at the table to understand this question. Tan 45 is 1. Cosec 60, cosec 60 I can derive from this table, because cosec 60 is the reciprocal of sine, that is reciprocal of sine 60. So this is 2 upon root 3. Then secant 30 is again my 2 upon root 3. Cos 60 is my 1 upon 2 and cot 45 is my 1. These are the values of these 6 ratios at these angles. So now let's solve it by taking the LCM. 2 root 3. This is my root 3 plus 2 root 3 minus 4. In the denominator, 2 root 3, 4 plus root 3 plus 2 root 3. Okay, we can add root 3 and 2 root 3. This will be my 3 root 3 minus 4 upon 2 root 3. And we know that when something is in denominator, we can convert it into multiplication by taking the reciprocal. So I can write it as 2 root 3 upon root 3 plus 2 root 3 is my 3 root 3. And this is my plus 4. I can cut 2 root 3 and 2 root 3. So my answer is 3 root 3 minus 4 upon 3 root 3 plus 4. But we cannot keep the under root value in the denominator. We always try to remove this root 3 from the denominator, and to do that we need to rationalize it. So to rationalize, we will multiply it by 3 root 3 minus 4 and 3 root 3 minus 4. That is rationalizing the denominator by multiplying and dividing by the sign changed. Okay, so now multiplying the numerator and the numerator, I will get 27. 3 root 3 into 3 root 3, that is 3 3s are 9, and 9 into 3, 27. Then 3 root 3 minus 4, this is my 12 root 3, minus 4 into 3 root 3, 12 root 3, plus 16. Now in the denominator, I can apply the identity a plus b, a minus b. Okay, this is the identity a plus b, a minus b. This is a square minus b square. So this will be 3 root 3 square minus 4 square. So this is my 27 plus 16. 27 plus 16. This is 43 and this is 24 root 3. Now this is 27 minus 16. So my answer is 43 minus 24 root 3 upon 11. So this will be the answer of this question. You can see that all the trigonometric ratios are there in the question, and you have put the values of these trigonometric ratios at 3 angles, that is 30, 45 and 60, and then solve it. You cannot have the under root part, or you can say square root in the denominator. So we will rationalize it by multiplying it by the rationalizing factor. Now coming to the third example. Now this question is little bit different from the previous one, because in the denominator we have a term something like this. This is tan square 30 degree. In our previous video also I have told you that this square is nothing but the square of tan 30 degree. Okay, in the trigonometric ratios we write the square in the inside part instead of writing on the outside part. Okay, so this is nothing but the square of tan 30. So first we will put the value of tan 30 and then we will do the square of that. So in this question we will put the value of tan 30. Now the value of tan 30 is 1 upon root 3. So this is 1 upon root 3, 1 minus 1 upon root 3 square, because I have tan square 30 degree. Now I can solve it. 2 upon root 3, 1 minus, and this is my 1 upon 3. Now in the denominator I can take LCM. 3 minus 1. So this is 2 upon root 3, 2 upon 3, and I can write it as 2 upon root 3 into 3 upon 2. So we can cut 2 and 2. So this is the answer, but again we cannot put the square root part in the denominator, so we will rationalize it. This is root 3 upon root 3, 3 root 3 upon 3. So we can cut 3 and 3, so my answer will be under root 3. So this is the answer of this question. Now let's do one more example. Now this example is quite different from the previous one. In this example it is given that if tan a plus b is equals to root 3 and tan a minus b equals to 1 upon root 3, find the value of a and b. Okay, the given thing is tan a plus b is equals to root 3 and tan a minus b is equals to 1 upon root 3. You can see that I have a plus b and a minus b. I can easily solve the equations when we have something like this. X plus y equals to 2 and x minus y equals to 4. Whenever we have some equation like this, we can easily solve it either by the substitution method or by the elimination method. But in this question, with a plus b and a minus b, there is a tan also. So I cannot solve the question until this tan is eliminated from here. So I have to remove this tan. So how we will do it is I can write tan A plus B is equals to, now root 3. I can change root 3 by saying that root 3 is the value of tan 60. Okay, the value of tan 60 degree is also root 3. Okay, and if I want to remove this tan, I should have a tan on the other side also. So I can write it as tan 60 degrees because tan 60 is also my root 3. So by comparing this equation, I can say that this A plus B is equals to 60 degrees. Now similarly here, I can write tan A minus B is equals to tan 30 degrees because the value of tan 30 is 1 upon root 3. So now again by comparing, I can say A minus B is my 30 degrees. Now you can see I have very simple equations here and I can easily solve it by elimination method also. So I am applying elimination method. I will cancel this B and B. 2A is equals to 90 degree. So my A is 45 degrees. So the value of A is 45. Now to find the value of B, I can put the value of A in any of the above two equations. I am putting in the first equation. So 45 plus B is equals to 60 degrees. So B is equals to 60 minus 45. That is 15 degrees. So my answers are A is equals to 45 and B is equals to 15 degree. So this question was very important also and it was quite different from the previous examples. So the exercise 8.2 is based on all the questions which are dependent on the specific angles of trigonometric ratios. So I hope you understand today's topic. Keep practicing and thank you.